Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Inside Career Technical Education. I'm Ann Baldwin, the host of the show today, and I'm kind of flying solo. Jim Beloga had a little bit of a conflict, so that's okay. We got this because I'm so excited to talk to Emily Juchniewicz. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
Yes. Emily is a recent medical assisting graduate from Porter and Chester Institute. Emily, I want to first of all let people know that you're taking time to talk to us today on your lunch break. So I really appreciate that. Hopefully you'll still get a bite to eat, but thanks for being here and tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit about why you decided to get into medical assisting.
Well, thank you for having me, first of all. So basically, I really was looking for a career in a field that was helping other people. I always had this urge to get into something that pretty much gave me the satisfaction in life that I was looking for. And this was the field that gave that to me. Medical assisting is something that kind of gives you that rewarding feeling at the end of the day. And, when you have that, it makes your job feel very easy. And that's always an important thing. So for me, medical assisting was just a no-brainer, really.
So you're young, I'm assuming. And why did you make a decision to go and go into the trades, the healthcare trade, as opposed to, let's say, a 4-year university? Was that ever a consideration?
Yeah, so I definitely considered going to school for 4 years, but as a single mom, it was kind of a better route to take to do a 1 year program with a trade school that could give me um, all the education that I need with the tools that I need for the field that I was looking to go into. Um, it seemed like it was a fast track kind of situation, but it was well worth it in the end.
Right.
Um, Porter and Chester really had given me everything that I needed to use in the field today, and I use it every day, and I thank them every day for it.
Well, that's great. And you talked about being a single mom, and that's one of the beauties of so many of the programs that Porter and Chester Institute offers is the blended learning, where I would imagine that because you could access some of your studies online and then still go into the industry model labs, that seemed like a better fit for you, right? Because it gave you, if your daughter's sick or she doesn't have school, it gave you that flexibility.
Oh, it was absolutely great. Not only was it great for being a single mom, but also to be able to work at the same time. Um, I was able to work full time and also go to school. That was a huge relief financially for me. And then also being a mom and having a child who was in school, who also, you do have those moments when your kids are sick. You have those moments when you need to be there. And not having to take away from school is a huge load off your shoulders. That blended learning program was really just a blessing.
Right. And that really, I think, is the trend right now. Not only with COVID, but with people with busy lives. Maybe you're an adult learner. And you just mentioned a really good point. Some folks still have to maintain a full time job and make ends meet, right? So the fact that in 1 year you could still get this education, it sounds like it's just a win win. So, where did you do your externship? Because externships are also a big part of the medical assisting program. Where did you do that?
I was able to do my externship at the Meriden Primary Group. This was through Hartford Healthcare. It was back in February, which was a really good externship, which gave me a lot of good tools that I use still to this day.
And where are you now? What are you doing? You're on your lunch break. What are you going back to in a little bit?
I'm at Wheeler Clinic Primary Care, which is so good that I was able to do my externship with primary care and now that I'm in primary care. And so we do a lot of, well, we see everything here really, because it is primary, but we also do medical assisted treatment. So we see a lot of everything. It's really just fascinating to be in this field and just to be a part of everything.
Yes, and if you're just listening or tuning in, we're talking with Emily Juchniewicz. And Emily, so you got, I'm assuming, an entry level position as a medical assistant with Wheeler Clinic not that long ago. has or how has your career advanced since you've been there?
So I was hired with Wheeler back in May. Have been able to pretty much move all around in Wheeler and see all different aspects of different providers, how they work, which has really made growth for me. But apart from that, it was really kind of cool because when I was at my externship, I had learned about this thing called a referral letter, and I was able to take that with me. And when I got to this job at Wheeler, I had implemented in my daily activities just putting out this referral letter. And the company loved it so much that they made it part of their normal referral work queue. And I just think that that's so amazing that 6 months into a field, I had already done something that was that, you know, great for the program
Right,
for them.
you're already making contributions to the practice, and as we all know, Wheeler Clinic is a huge practice, and so many different practice areas. And I would assume too that your externship gave you the ability to kind of take a look and see about what you liked and what you didn't like.
Absolutely. And it definitely gave me the eyes to see what worked and didn't work. And I think that that was a great thing. In the end, I just am so thankful for everything that I was able to do with Porter and Chester.
And isn't it true that every day is different, right? You never know what's going to walk through the door. You never know what kind of patient you're going to be dealing with. And talk a little bit about, it's not just checking blood pressure and things like that, but you really you're key when it comes to the patient relationship in your role, are you not?
Oh, absolutely. We get medical emergencies, and sometimes, you're going to be the first responder. And that doesn't always mean that you're going to be the one to, do the life-saving treatment, but it matters that you're able to assess a situation, that you're able to know your patient, especially if your patient is that one in the medical emergency, because sometimes they will be. And it's just good to be prepared for those things. And it's hard sometimes to think about your day when you're looking at your schedules and stuff, and you see, okay, well, you have people coming in for UTIs or whatever, and you're going to take the urines and you're going to do your day-to-day activities, but there's always going to be a twist. There's always going to be something thrown in there, and you got to be flexible and you got to be ready to go. And it kind of makes your day a little more exciting.
Right, exactly. Makes it go by faster, right? At least.
Oh, absolutely.
So what is your advice for people who like yourself might be, considering a career in medical assisting and the flexibility of the program that's offered at Porter and Chester Institute? What advice do you have for people that might be watching this podcast?
If you're considering it, I would say, get your information, go, check out the campus, go talk and ask some questions, see what's going on down there, because at the end of the day, it might really work out with your life and your schedule. It seems a little overwhelming sometimes to think about doing school when you have a full-time job or being a single mom. I know, because I was there,
Right.
But it really honestly will change your life. And that's the amazing part of school.
Well, I tell you what, I can't wait to meet you. We're going to be coming over and meeting you at your job at Wheeler Clinic and talking to you more about, your career path. And I really believe that the sky is the limit for you, Emily, because I can tell how committed and passionate you are about what you do, and the fact that this kind of runs in your family, healthcare does. And you're making a career out of it. I just want to say continued success, very inspirational stories. Is there anything else you want to tell our viewers before we let you go back to work?
Just that I hope that you find the career that will change your life.
I do too, and it sounds like it's changed your life, Emily. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us and your inspiration and taking time again out of your very busy day. We do appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right, and thanks to you for tuning into this edition of Inside Career Technical Education. If you'd like more information on the medical assisting program or any of the programs that are offered at Porter and Chester Institute, please go to porterchester.edu.